Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning. Today I'm going to be talking about the Texans win over Jacksonville. As you can see there on the screen, 37-21. For all you Texans fans out there, if there is any of you coming from another Texans fan, myself, I could not have been happier with this win. To start the season 1-0 was really more than I even expected out of the season. I could have seen us going winless. Tyrod Taylor looked amazing, so I'm going to get into that. But before we get into the video, question today. Comment down below what you think the Texans' record will be at the end of the season. Are they good for 8 wins, 9 wins, 3 wins? Comment down below. And at the end of the video, you will hear my answer. So let's get right into it again. Texans win 37-21. Starting with the positive takeaways. There are a lot from this game positively that I could talk about for a long time. So Tyrod Taylor, elephant in the room. He looked amazing. To be honest, in this game against Jacksonville, which, mind you, weak offense, new team, new quarterback, new coach, weak defense, Tyrod Taylor looked as good as Deshaun Watson in this game. Mobility, avoiding sacks, getting the ball downfield. I mean, the Texans came out 3-and-out the first drive, but past that point, they had a very good percentage converting on third down. Tyrod Taylor launching the ball downfield, left and right, scrambling out of the pocket, or scrambling around the pocket and outside the tackles, everything you could expect from Deshaun Watson, Tyrod Taylor showed today, which I think was super impressive. I was by no means excited to see or to have Tyrod Taylor as the Texans starter, but today, from what I saw, I'm excited with him moving forward 100%. Our backfield looked great. Mark Ingram, let's look here, stats-wise. Rushing, Mark Ingram carried the ball 26 times, had 85 yards. Tyrod Taylor on 4 rushes went 40. Philip Lindsay had a bunch of carries, only 25 yards. David Johnson, obviously the guy we really traded DeAndre Hopkins for, only carried the ball 3 times. He had a minimal presence in our backfield today, but he did catch a touchdown. So all these guys the Texans acquired, I'll get into more receivers, but Danny Amendola is one. He had a touchdown catch today. But Mark Ingram, Philip Lindsay, Tyrod Taylor, we're using all these guys as well as we can. So I love to see that. Deshaun Watson is currently third string on the roster, which I think is weird. But again, I was nervous about Tyrod. I was not excited. But in all honesty, there's not a lot wrong with Tyrod Taylor. He's 30-something years old, maybe 31. That's just a guess. But he's got a Super Bowl ring. He was with Baltimore when they won with Joe Flacco, oddly enough. He's got a winning record as a starter throughout his career. He started games for the Chargers, for the Bills, for the Browns, I think. He's, like I said, he played with Baltimore. Tyrod Taylor's been around, and he's gotten a bad rap in my opinion throughout his career. Like I said, he has a winning record, and really, I was again so pleased with the way he played today. Receiving wise, Brandon Cooks. Is he the new DeAndre Hopkins? It looks like to me Tyrod Taylor has become Deshaun, and DeAndre Hopkins is out, but Brandon Cooks is in. So it's like we've almost replaced them with as good as we can at the moment. They obviously, yes, Tyrod Taylor is not Deshaun Watson, and Brandon Cooks is not DeAndre Hopkins. But in today's game, they filled the roles of those guys 100%. I 100% believe that if we have Deshaun Watson and we have DeAndre Hopkins in this game offensively, we still don't score more than 37 points. This offense today was, again, as good as I could have hoped for. Let's see. Nico Collins had a cool catch in the end zone. It was ruled offensive pass interference, but I thought that was cool. I think he only had, let's see, we can see here. I think maybe, let's see, Nico Collins only had 7 yards, only 1 catch. But he did make a cool catch in the end zone. Chris Conley, you could see a couple catches. Danny Amendola, like I said, had a good presence and a touchdown. Brown there, almost 70 yards. And then there's Brandon Cooks, 5 catches, 137 yards. I'm looking right here. So that was super impressive. Again, offensively and in general, I don't have a whole lot to complain about the Texans at all. Defensively, 3 interceptions. Yes, it's young Trevor Lawrence. It's his first NFL game. You're bound to take turnovers. But the Texans only had 3 interceptions all of last season, and today we matched that in 1 game. I am super thrilled with that. Next week, we got to play the Browns. They played Kansas City really well today, but fell short, so the Browns are not perfect. Who knows what... See, a lot of people, and I think rightfully so, are saying, yes, the Texans only played well because it was the Jags, and the Texans are not going to be very good, which there is some validity to that argument. But I'm super excited to see what we can do against a good team like Cleveland next week. We've got Miami coming up after that. We've got the Colts. We've got the Titans. We got the Rams. We got the Browns next week. We've got a very tough schedule in the next 6 games. So if the Texans can come out of the next 6 games with 2, maybe 3 wins, I'm going to be so thrilled with that because that is a very tough next 6-game schedule. So, like I said, defensively, takeaways amazing. I would have liked to hold the score at 14. We kind of slacked off there at the end and let Trevor Lawrence throw another touchdown. So, he hit 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions on the day. So, Trevor impressed me with a lot of what he did. Obviously, the turnovers were because he's young, a couple bad throws. That's going to happen. So, I would like to see us hold him to 14 because that last touchdown was just kind of as if we just kind of laid off a little bit towards the end of the game, which is okay. We still won by 16 points. But you'd like to see us lock down that Jags offense, which is pretty weak, a little bit better. But I'm struggling right now to find bad takeaways from this game. Usually if I watch a Texans game, the list is super long of what I hated about it, and the list is a couple things long about what was good. Today's game was the opposite. There's so many good takeaways, so little takeaways. Coming into this season as a Texans fan, my expectations were at the floor. I had nothing. This gave me a lot of hope. If you look right now at AFC South standings, Titans, Colts, and Colts. The Texans are only the team with a win. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Titans, Colts, and the Jaguars, of course. I'm looking at them right now. Titans, Colts, Jags are all 0-1. The Texans are 1-0. So if you look at AFC South standings right now, Texans are in the lead for the division. That is something I did not expect to see all season, and for a matter of fact, we might not see it again. So take a screenshot of that right now for your own sake, Texans fans. But all in all, Texans looked amazing. Cover the Jags a little bit. Trevor Lawrence, I hope he doesn't get discouraged by his 3 interceptions. He's a young quarterback. His first NFL game. He's had such a high-quality experience throughout the college, barely turning the ball over. I really hope to see him rebound from this adversity a little bit. He's never thrown 3 interceptions in a game. He's probably never lost by 16 points throughout college, so he's got a lot of adversity in his face. I hope he takes it well because he played great. Yes, his first interception was a bad throw. His second one was a misread of the cornerback, and his last one was just straight up different pages with Laviska Shenault. So, yes, 3 bad interceptions, but you're bound to make those mistakes as a rookie. I really hope he keeps his head up because he looked great today. A couple of his touchdowns were over 25 yards, 30 yards in the air, so he looked great. And I could tell, even when he made picks, his first instinct was to try to make a play and stopping the guy. So his head was on a swivel, kept his head up. Trevor Lawrence, I'm happy for the way he played today despite 3 interceptions and the loss. Running backs, they didn't use James Robinson at all. He had 25 rush yards. That was disappointing. They used Carlos Hyde more, which I don't know how. James Robinson was almost 1,100-yard rusher last year, so that was surprising. But the Jags got a lot to work on, obviously. Their pass protection was pretty poor. They dropped so many passes. DJ Chark, Laviska Shenault even dropped several passes, and just you gotta help him out. Let's see, what's his name? There's another guy. You can look at him right here. Receiving was Marvin Jones Jr. Sorry, he dropped a pass. So a lot of drops for Trevor. So he did not get much help from his receivers. So the Jags, I think, only have up to go from here. It might not go far up, but I think this is the baseline of what the Jags are working with. So that's really not that bad. But to let the Texans score 37 points on you, not ideal. So all in all, Texans win. I'm really happy. If I had just one takeaway from this game, if I had to choose one, it's Tyrod Taylor looked amazing. And it's possible, like I said, he's gotten a bad rep his entire career, and I'm just hoping that maybe it just took him getting another real opportunity as a starter to really show that he's the real deal, because right now this team is his, and I would love for him to run with it. That's all for the video. Again, go Texans. I'm really glad they won. Let's hope that they can carry it on to next week against Cleveland. Back to the question of the day. I haven't looked at their schedule, so I'm not really going game by game, but realistically, Texans are 1-0, but if I'm going to guess a record for them at the end of the year, this is like a lot of optimism coming from me as a Texans fan, but I'm going to say what I really want to say record-wise is going to be 7-10, but what I want to kind of realistically but optimistically say is 9-8. I think the Texans got that in them, but let's not get hasty with our predictions until we see how they play against a good defense, a great roster in Cleveland. So right now, my prediction, I'll split the difference between 7-10 and 9-8, and I'll say the Texans are going to finish 8-9 this year. But I'm going to make another video after the Cleveland game next week, and if we play well there, I could change my prediction. But guys, thanks for watching. Go Texans.